man, she said he even measured it up.
So I'm gonna have a free service. I'm just gonna have pound those steaks that are at least tried.
Hey, Joe.
I don't know anything else. Joe,
Or,
I don't know anything else that he could really do. It's kind of dried up right now.
I don't smell. I don't like nothing.
How are you today?
You have one headlight on your vehicle?
Yeah, it's got something going on. It stays on for like 10 minutes and goes off, so
Oh.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Some wiring mess.
What's that?
She got something for you.
I don't know why. I went there.
sewer.
Oh, my lip works. My lip works good.
All of that happened on July 4th.
So far, I haven't say I just live on 5,000 pounds. So.
Hey, how's your wife doing? Still improving?
She's doing good. She wanted to come today, but the snow makes
Oh,
it impossible.
yeah,
She
well,
don't want to fall.
oh no, absolutely not.
We got ramps going in the house and ramps coming down
Exactly,
here.
yeah.
No,
And
it's
then she realized,
Poor Dale came
first
out
choice.
very soon.
I'm afraid to lift my truck with it. That'll be the real
Great
test.
man.
Because I had gotten out, I think it really good.
I had been home since my hip there. I walk right in.
Okay. No, I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah.
And I hadn't heard it.
The meeting
I
at
go to the
6 or
NTA
6:30.
meetings, I hadn't heard about it.
Yeah.
I thought it was 6:30, but then for some reason in my head, I thought maybe 6.
I was told 6.
Because I called a couple people and they said 6. And I'm like, I know it was moved to Thursday.
Yeah, and everybody I've talked to says 6, so.
Yeah, see, I couldn't remember if it was 6 or 6:30, so I just came early. And then I looked at my phone, it was almost 6. I'm like, oh, I might be late. Everyone's here.
That's why I got in. I'm like, all right.
Highways, thoroughfares.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
And your clock is off.
The more you can add here.
Yeah, it's off
the better.
by quite a bit.
Yes, you know, great spot, you know, Menominee and Iron Mountain and Escott are kind of somewhat equal distance.
We're in a good spot, but nobody to keep promoting it.
Of course, yep, I agree with that.
Yeah.
No, if I hear something, I'll let you know. But no, I
Yeah.
think you might have mentioned that to me several months back.
Yeah, I did, yeah, and I mentioned it at the county board meeting too, you know.
There. Off there.
I can't read.
I don't, I'm not a very good lip reader, people can talk.
I could have brought you frickin' eggs.
Oh,
I was just gonna do sign language, look up like this. I thought maybe then you'd.
yeah. I was like, why are
You
you?
get the two. He said, chicken, I don't want a chicken.
I didn't pay for them.
I think I know where you live.
Yeah, really, she's got quite a resume.
So why the rearrangement?
Oh, this is the first time I see this.
Yeah, I just walked into it today. Pretty good.
Really?
What are they, 450?
Yeah, one like this morning. I think they said they just changed it.
It wasn't like this morning,
No, I came in this morning, checked my mailbox.
and it was over there.
Yeah, it was just like it was last night.
Oh
So.
my goodness.
Yeah, sure.
I wonder- well,
You can kill one of them a year, can't you?
You only can do it 15-day season.
I had one in my yard.
anything
I didn't know what the hell it was. I had to look it up. I was
Really?
like, what the hell is that thing?
We're gonna do a Zoom with you.
They're a lot bigger in person than you
Yeah,
think.
once we get it all set up.
And I didn't know what the hell it was. I've never seen anything like that before.
I'd like to get one that have the fur and have the tan and stuff. I think it'd be really cool, but to find one.
We're gonna set.
Not very many of them.
No, at our call.
Because the day I seen it,
Okay, good.
Boone's mom lived at the Purple Cauldron. She seen it. It was going, like, following the tracks.
Huh.
And, yeah, I only seen it once since I lived here.
I guess they eat a lot of gray squirrels. Gray squirrels, red squirrels, all that kind of stuff.
Really?
Like pine martens.
Well,
Pine
what I have
martens.
a picture of is a Hartford Township.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, probably the same one.
There could be.
Like I said, there's not very many of those things around.
Okay.
I've never seen one in my life until it ran through here.
I've only seen one, that's it. I've only seen one pine marten, and they're a lot bigger than I would think. I would have thought they'd be like the same size as a mink, but no, they're like double the size of a mink.
Really?
Yeah.
I had seen them around here. Up north they do.
How big is where we seen
Once
it?
in a while,
That was
see one.
15 years
Do
ago.
they still raise the minks on the highway there, or they still
A
do
few,
it?
not like they used to.
Okay.
The animal activists keep letting them out the whole time.
That's what I remember hearing that one time.
Twice they did.
I was going to work 2 years ago, and I was like, I thought I was like hallucinating because the highway, it was all like waves, white waves, and I stopped. It's all the minks running across the road.
Yeah.
Like wow.
Yeah, we gonna get started?
They get letters from them activists all the
I
time in
guess.
the mail.
It's 6 o'clock now, that's what it's supposed to be.
I guess.
Yeah,
You switched it?
it's supposed to be.
I think it was supposed to be 6.
I don't know, I thought it was still 6:30. I don't know.
6 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask. I'll get an answer for you.
Well, that's what they said at the last meeting.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
You thought it was 6:30?
I don't remember.
Well, you were sitting right at the table. You were sitting right at the table.
I can't remember what I did yesterday. Right, like, we were on the market vote.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're upstairs on Thursdays.
Yeah.
See, they said 6:30.
Huh?
They said 6:30.
Who said 6:30?
Chad said 6:30.
Oh,
Well, they said 6
I know we had
o'clock
changed it.
meeting.
Yeah, I thought it was.
The name, but I didn't know if we had changed it.
That's why I texted you earlier. I was like, "Is that 6 or 6:30?" I couldn't remember.
Is it supposed to be 6:30?
It was always 6:30.
It was before, yeah.
yeah, but I was told it was
It was
switched to
switched to
Thursdays into
Thursday night at
6.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I heard today. That's why I got it at 6.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just like to know going forward. That's okay. Yeah, that's
You can
fine.
run down the house and get cookies real quick, right?
That's okay. Might take a little longer with the snow.
Hey, if you live in another state and you buy a house up here, can you homestead a house in 2 states?
No,
No?
you can't homestead in 2 states.
No.
You cannot.
You can't even do 2 in one state. It has
No, I know you can't do 2 in
Right.
one state.
There are wrinkles to the rules. There's
There really
some
are.
ways to get around things, but generally, no, you cannot. Yes.
Okay, what if you have two properties side by side, one you live in, one you don't? Can you just pay, can you make homestead on both, or?
If they're side by side, those are adjacent parcels. Adjacent parcels can benefit from the PRE. However, if there's 2 houses there, whichever one is your primary, the one next to it doesn't get the full benefit. It gets a partial
Okay,
because of that
okay,
value
what
of that home.
What if one's not livable, and one is livable, but then there's garage and building on the other property next to you, but you own all of them, and you can't.
So again, it just, if there's more than one home, you know, they're adjacent, right? The second one that is where you're not residing, it gets a partial PRE, and it's partial in that you get the value for the land, but you wouldn't get the value for the structures there. Okay, house,
December 19th
garage,
at 6 p.m.
ag buildings, whatever would be there, wouldn't enjoy
December
that
19th at
benefit.
6 p.m.
Okay,
It's in minutes.
Thank you.
yeah.
Is it 50% discount?
The PRE itself?
Yeah.
It varies by township. It exempts you from 18 mills for the school millage. So again, it depends on the millage and whatnot. We kind of tell people it's about 20 to 30%, reduced.
You don't do Spalding?
No, I don't. I know who does, but I don't.
You do Holmes Township out there too, don't you?
Right.
That's a big area, way out there.
Yeah. Holmes, Meyer, Faithorn, and Mellon, Wallace area.
Yeah, that's a wide range.
Yeah, it's a lot of coverage. Yeah. So summer's pretty busy visiting all the parcels, yeah.
Could imagine.
And not to mention, Bob also did Norway. I mean, I'm doing all now too, but we do Norway Township, which is quite large, a lot of parcels there.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one we do. And then also way up north, Delta County, Brampton. It's north of Gladstone, but that's a pretty small one. It's kind of like Faithorn. It's pretty small. So we don't have to run there that much, but,
Okay.
so yeah, it's a pretty broad area.
Yeah, so I got a question. So how come, I know people who have done this, they got different properties, right? They own rental homes and they homestead both of them. How do they get away with that?
So you're saying that they have a homestead on their property and there's also a home on the same property that's a
No,
rental?
he's saying he has a rental, say he has a house in Powers, but he has a rental in Hermansville.
Hmm,
And he's homesteaded both.
Okay.
He's renting it, but he's not physically living in there himself.
So they shouldn't have it on both. I mean, if we're made aware of that, then we'll start to question, and look into it, right? And the other kind of backstop to that is the county, through the state, there's a entity that they pay to check these things to see if there's doubles and things like that, or people's mailing address doesn't match the property address, things like that. They look for those kind of simple things, and they'll actually reach out to the taxpayer and question them.
They send an audit form.
Yeah, it's an audit thing. Yep,
Then they
yep.
have to provide information if it's a rental, when
Right.
the renters came in.
Right. For us, I mean, I've seen it a couple of times now where we'll find people that they don't get the mail at that address. But we can't just pull it off. We have to do some things and talk to them. Because I've seen it before where it gets taken off and then it turns out, oh, that person was in the military, or there's other reasons why they're not residing there, but they can still get that exemption, right? So we kind of have to be careful about it too and take more time to look into those things. But yeah, so there's processes, but obviously, yeah, if I'm told about it, I have to look into it and see what's going on. There's been a couple of those even in this township that I've been told about, and maybe it's a different one than I know about in that case, but I've tried to reach out as best I can. I either send out a mailing, or hopefully I have a phone and I can call somebody and find out. Yeah. But yeah, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen.
I just wondered, I thought, you would think if you had one and then you homestead another, they'd catch it like instantly because you already got one.
Yeah.
I
I don't
weird.
know. Obviously, the auditing firm, they do what they do, and I don't know how they run that. You'd hope they're running the township databases against each other as well. I don't know how they run it. And obviously, I don't have access to all of them either.
It took
if you
them
know
2
that.
years to even send me the audit form, even though I advised the local group that, rental.
There's the answer.
They'll get you.
Yep. But yeah, it definitely could take some time.
I see we got mailbox knockers going in town again. Somebody called me and I said, well, hey, that's
I never heard of him.
knocked over Estradas, I think. These guys
Sure
think
wasn't a
something
grader?
about that? Huh?
Probably the grader.
Good answer.
I don't know, I never heard nothing until you said it now.
That's odd.
Log in with the passcode, so that we have full access.
On the corner.
Took Carrie's out in the box about 4 foot beyond, it's still standing there.
Not worth it.
Looked a little cheapy.
Gotta see right here in the minutes. It says we're in the meeting till Thursday at 6.
Yeah, see that. I was here at 6.
That power ain't ever gonna get back.
No. Fortunately not.
technical physical therapist. I ran his ass out of there like a house on fire. So, dude, you gotta be good.
That's for month of November for the sewer from
Jason?
Jason.
Hands are so dry, thank you.
Oh shit, close to that pond.
Yeah, there you go, blame it on that.
Oh, you look legit.
Is this what was done?
For the month of November, yeah.
Huh?
For the month of November.
So is that all working good?
Yep.
Huh?
Except for that one lift station has to be updated. That fiberglass is leaking. That's not good.
I'll run in and turn the light on for you.
You ever draining things all the way down to the bottom?
The lift station?
No, not the lift stations, the actual, the sewer ponds. And they're not down there.
Sludge.
I always figured that there would have been like fish that lived in there. You know, like with all the ducks that come in there, would have been bullheads or
Turtles.
something. No bullheads at all, eh?
Drains them in the spring and then in the fall.
I've been there when it was really, really low.
Otherwise you won't make the winter if you don't.
So doesn't that waste eventually? Don't they have to dredge it out? Or does it just kind of eat itself away?
Depends on how much sludge you get in there.
Coach kids.
I don't even know how you would dredge it out because it was not ripping the liner. I feel like it'd be pretty hard.
Sucking out.
Oh.
Which ain't cheap.
Can't imagine it would be. Nothing's cheap anymore.
Oh, it was 817,000 gallons pumped in lagoons in November.
I called D&L and they said that there should be a warranty on that pump. I said, well, I don't want it to pump. I just want you to knock it off. You know, I bring in the pump. I said, so the man is going to call me tomorrow. I guess they're just amazed that it died within a week or two. Yeah.
What it did.
Yeah. I couldn't explain it on the phone because I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I tried to. Bob, how's it going?
I think you asked me for those. Oh, for the
Storm drains.
yeah.
What do you cleaned out in the last 8 years?
Well, 3 years ago we
3
cleaned.
years ago, I think they were.
We cleaned, well, not all of them, but most of them. Yeah, they should be at least every other year. You think they have to be cleaned
We did not. We did it every year.
every year.
Hi Maxine, hi Leah.
Yeah.
I love your house.
What at,
Yeah.
You're so festive.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, they filled up
That's only
mighty
half of
fast.
what I could put up.
I wouldn't believe all the
It's just
stuff
been
that
a really
goes in there.
nutty year, especially
It
too.
is, it's just been rotten.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that
gosh,
goes
I
right
just haven't been able to catch up.
So you all settle down and settle
No, I'll never be settled. The only time I'll be settled in Arizona is when I'm planted in that Meyer Township cemetery. The closest I'm gonna get to settling down.
Then we'll have to bring you solar lights.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah, I will.
That'd be all right.
It's not a very optimistic answer.
Sure it is. I'm optimistic. That's the closest I'm gonna be to settling down. Plant me over there. It's later than sooner, like it. That's just one of the places I'm gonna go, Ray. I got a list. Whoever gets my stuff is gonna get busy bringing me places after.
So on this top, can that be scanned into our email?
Mark, are you still checking in on getting a weed eater to drain them weeds or not?
Okay.
in the pond?
Yeah,
No, we're gonna do chemicals.
yeah.
Because a weed eater would just make it worse and it would spread. So we're gonna set up a Zoom in the next month or so with the guy from BLM. So people got questions and
Oh, yeah.
I already got email them 100 questions. This way we do a Zoom with them, they can start doing it.
I should have took a video of all that in the weeds tomorrow, because you're right.
I know they're bad.
Just to have a general understanding for people that don't fish or how bad they
Well,
are.
yeah, I mean,
It's
I know
terrible.
some townships, they email.
There's a couple, like, there's a couple good spots you can hit.
And I'm on some of those mailings.
Okay.
So if you are doing that,
Yeah.
Take-
I'm not.
Take some pictures and put them on our Facebook.
It's just good for me because I'm not at every meeting.
Yeah,
There's something that I should be aware of.
I should have took some back to when I was out there with my boat in the late fall. You almost needed it like in July when it was really dry out there. Actually, that picture that they have on, I think it's that wet flame shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most of them.
He's got the pictures on there, and you can see all the lists from the aerials. It's terrible.
It's all milfoil.
Just make sure you check that here to see where it's going.
Yeah, okay, now I can use that button right there.
Select the clerk, so it doesn't send it to the clerk as well.
Sounds like a plan. Good, yeah, I need that button right there.
And the reason we put the FTP thing is, and it was we had to scan like photos and stuff, and when you email it, emails have a certain size. You
Okay.
only send a certain,
There's,
you'll do like 14 pages
forgotten
of email,
about, but there's
but
a
anything over 14,
sort of
Objection.
right here, like fidgety things up.
Oh, it will.
Yeah, 15, whatever. Do 100 pages, you don't want to scan 14 buttons. Pain in the butt.
Then,
Okay. Probably not right
on the
now.
computers can
Hit it next
have
week.
something like, phantom box it. I know it's $180 to have that program box it phantom. It's a program where you can, yes, make scans, so have them buy.
If you guys want to pay for it, I'll find it for you.
All right,
Or you guys, if you
because
know
I
how to do
have
it
that
yourself.
at work and I want it.
Yeah.
I would recommend it. I'll look maybe in the free version or something that I can find. Probably not, but
I know.
the free ones don't have the functionality of the paid ones.
I can't remember what they're switching everybody to, but as long as I have my computer,
And the goal
I
is
have it.
outrageous. They always want, and they want a subscription. You have to pay every month, which is ridiculous. For the same program, it doesn't change functionality if you pay for it monthly.
right, yeah, but it's, I think it's $189
Oh, it's not bad.
for the computer,
Yeah.
except upgrades, but they, once you got the program, they're all using a different color.
Okay.
Did you get your victory letter from Dave Preston?
What's that?
Did you get your victory letter from Dave Preston? I got that. That was kind of cool. So was that the one that, what's his name, running against Mark Simon? That was 4 years ago, then. Maybe no one will be
He
one.
just ran against us.
Yeah.
Brett, who was running against Dave Preston this last time?
You mean the Democrat or?
Diana Reynolds.
Was
it
Christina?
Christine, yeah, Christina
Christine
Reynolds.
Reynolds, sorry.
He ended up getting that thing out, so yeah.
Yeah.
I look like I should know that?
From your end of the county.
And another one, thank you.
Keep some of it.
Bruce,
How you doing, Bruce?
2 minutes, keep going.
Charter meeting's gonna be at 6:30 or 6?
After we pass the new schedule, it'll be 6. Vicky printed it for 6:30. Everybody was here at 6, but,
The minutes said 6 o'clock.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Vicky put in the paper twice 6:30, so.
Okay.
Okay, so it
And we
will,
needed the time to get everything done tonight anyway, so.
so will it normally be back
It'll
at
be
6?
6.
Okay, great.
Start in
Thursday.
January.
January.
Thursday.
And she'll have that schedule, so it'll always be right in the
Okay,
paper.
yeah, this is confusing with the change of day and change of time and that, so.
I gotta remember that.
I just looked at the laws.
First things we meeting.
I
It's the worst
I called
comes
someone
first.
too and they said it's at 6 because they changed it, so I came here at 6.
Missed one. Yeah.
Ever? I only had to miss one.
Okay.
Can't say for certainty though if my schedule changes when I move one.
Are they gonna be done by 6:30?
Yeah, they're supposed to be. I talked to them today about it.
Do they practice every day?
Yeah, every day but one day. I think. Yeah, every day but one day.
Okay.
Yes, you're right, I guess, certainly.
At least they got heat now.
Yeah, that's nice. Spent 2 weeks screwing with that boiler, that big boiler for upstairs. First we had a guy come fix it. The pump lasted maybe a week. So the circulation pump went out, had to have a DNM or from what WDM come here, fix that screw up. So now we haven't paid that one bill from DNL. It's like $1,800.
The propeller snapped off. New pump.
Yeah.
Should be warranted.
So it
Yeah.
wasn't pushing, it was just making steam, eh? Then you had to bleed all the frickin' lines.
Turned into a big fiasco. And of course, it has to happen on when it was negative temperature out, right? That the 3 days or whatever.
2 days it was frickin' cold.
Yeah,
Just waiting for the toilets to frickin' freeze.
they didn't though.
Nope.
Yeah. I think the only reason is because the boiler room's right below and you still got the two that were running. So I think the heat just went up
Yeah, they
and
do.
kept it warm enough up there. Luckily.
This box says 100, is a 210 one-time fee. That's per
That
petrol
happens if
license.
you're back to sports.
All right, okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, I remember that. Did you have to chip the
Yeah.
ice on them?
just for, I
I
don't think.
never looked at that.
We'll
This
look
ain't
at my
frickin'
version
shit.
of things that, but I'll ask her, and then we'll let you know.
Yeah. Thing is, we have rentals.
So I just asked them about this idea.
Tough.
Yeah, you guys got rental every week down there pretty
It's
much.
good
Right?
for,
Wish we had that.
it's
They
for
pay more for
my
winter,
thing
so
saying, email this paper, and you wanted this status added into it to save it. You can
I don't even remember what the last
marry
one in
all
here
this
was.
stuff. You can
Probably
stuff.
Andrew Pacers, I think.
Go right, go in there.
It's been that
Yeah,
long since.
that's the last log.
And you
Had
send
two that were booked
out,
here,
that program.
and then they canceled last minute.
But it's
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
they sell it. You get
Now
your
they're building a new figure.
Not me, if I ever have a wedding, it's gonna be right here.
It would last 10 years or
How you
whatever.
doing, Bruce?
It'll last.
Hanging in there?
So maybe next meeting, I'll show you on my computer at home what that does.
Okay.
And yeah, I think you would love it.
All right, call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Does everybody have anything to add to the agenda?
Oh, let's see. Yep, Linda's computer.
Yep. Anything else, Mark? Do you have anything?
No.
No? I have a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Brent, second by Mark. All those in favor?
Aye.
Bills, minutes, treasurer's report?
The major propane, I must spend for the lift station, eh?
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
That's the only thing, yeah, that's the only thing we have that's propane.
Which city of Escanaba for?
Test samples
That's
for the
test
sewer
samples
sewer
for the
ponds.
sewer.
Oh, okay.
And there was also the rental of,
Might use
or
one
use of some kind of a truck.
one of their trucks to suck
Yeah.
the stuff out of the lift station.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you gotta hire stembers to come in.
Yeah.
And then, so if he can get the truck from Escanaba, because he works for the city, he'll just use their truck a lot cheaper, yeah. Because you get a lot of grease that sits in the bottom of there, so you gotta get that all sucked out, yeah.
I see we have that CD coming due on the 15th. That's before our next meeting.
I know. Yeah, that one at the credit union, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll call them and see what they got going on. Don't wanna tie it up for 5 years. You know, because hopefully things change through the first of the year.
Don't be afraid to shop it around some.
Yep.
Can I have a motion to approve the bills, minutes, and treasurer's report?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mark, second by Brent. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Desjarlis.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a few months since I gave a report in the township. I actually meant to be here last month, but I think there was some kind of conflict that happened, so at least I made it for December. So in October, I believe it was, we had finished all of our, I shouldn't say all, but majority of our field work was done in October. Did visit a few parcels in November, actually here in Meyer Township, just after talking with some taxpayers and things like that. But we finished most of it in October. We visited over 1,000 parcels across 6 townships, okay? And that's several weeks of work, not just being in the field, but also all the data entry and things like that. It does take quite a bit of time. But it was a good season. And I always tried to knock on people's doors when I could. I mean, every parcel I stepped onto, we knocked on the door, and sometimes somebody's home, sometimes they're not. You know, we try to avoid trespass and things like that wherever we can. So as usual, we put it out in the change notices. We started actually doing that, I think, last year. You know, if anybody has a problem with us visiting the parcel, you know, reach out to us ahead of the season, and you know, we'll be aware. We're not supposed to go anywhere if we're not allowed. Okay. But it is meant to be a friendly visit, of course, as much as that can be. Also in October, we did set up BSA online for the township. Everybody knows, or at least most of you should know, what GIS is, where you're allowed to go onto that website and at least see the map of the township and where the parcels and the lot lines are, or where they shouldn't be, as we know. Especially Meyer Township has a problem with it, in Hermansville particularly, right? A lot of the lot lines are not where they're supposed to be. The county has told me they've tried to address it, as well as working with Pullman Engineering, who's also helping with that process. But there's a lot of complications that come into it. Where do you anchor the map? If you anchor to a certain point, it shifts the whole map in different directions, right? So it may never be fixed ideally or perfectly. But in any case, just saying, you know about that resource. Another resource that we've enabled now is BSNA Online. BSNA software is the software that we use for the assessing database, as well as for the treasurers to keep tabs on what's going on with the parcels in the township and whatnot. And so BSNA Online is another portion of that where you as the taxpayer, as a parcel owner, I should say, can look at what we have in the assessment database on your properties, okay? So of course you can always reach out to us and we'll send you a record card, you know, as necessary. But I'm starting to actually, you know, advise people to go to this webpage, because you can have, you know, on-demand access. You don't have to wait for me to be in the office to send you something and so on.
Is it BSNA?
Yeah, it's BSA Online. I'll send the link to the board here, and you can decide however you want to distribute that. You want to use the link I send you. It's a direct link to the township version of that page. Okay, and every township has their own version. Some townships are hooked up, some aren't. It was actually approved before I was ever here. So at some point it got approved, but it just wasn't being used. Okay, and so every night, actually, at around 11 o'clock, there's an FTP, what is called FTP connection to my computer, the assessor database, and it just uploads any changes that were made that day. So of course, majority of the year there's no changes, but during building permit season or other things, and we're going on the field, there'll be changes made, right? Yeah, so you guys will have access to that. Check your parcels. If you see a problem or something doesn't look right, of course, you can reach out and let me know, and you know, do my best to see if something needs to be fixed.
So we
right?
can put a GIS link, map link on the website? Is that what you're saying?
No, this with the BSA Online?
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly I can give it to you guys and put it on the webpage too. Yep.
It's actually the same website as you can look up tax paid information. It's all the same.
It's already on there.
It's already there.
Yeah. Okay. But I was advised to, because I know I've talked with some realtors. Because the other benefit for me is realtors will ask me for information for parcel owners that are, you know, selling their property, right? And I can now direct them to this page, and once they start using that more, it's one less thing for me to try and bother with, you know. And again, it's on demand, so they don't have to wait for me to respond and whatnot. So it's a very useful resource. It's not a direct match for what's in our database, but it's very close. It's just a bit more simplified, okay? But it'll tell you this parcel has a house, it's this size, tell you if there's garages, outbuildings, things like that, okay? And it is tied to a person's email and whatnot. I mean, you can only have so many parcels per account. I think it's maybe up to 5 or 10, okay? But in any case, there's more information like that. You can always reach out to support and they can, you know, assist. But it's a pretty good resource in any case. And yeah, I know it's the tax side is similar. I don't know if it's exactly the same link, but,
Yeah, it's all right.
okay, cool. So you have it already, hopefully. Let's see, so that was finalized in October. Getting into November, I sent the tax data to all the treasurers. There was no issues with that. We had the December border review. That went quite smoothly. There were 2 petitions here in Meyer Township. What was it? I'm trying to think now. One petition was a parcel that just had to be kind of reenacted or re-enabled. It was just missing from the tax roll for a long time. We don't know why exactly. It was a small parcel, but it disappeared. It was about an acre in size, so really small. It disappeared for some time. We've gotten it back on the tax roll. And another parcel there were some new buildings on the parcel that we didn't know about. Talked with the owner. They were constructed in 2023, so they should have been there, but we just didn't know, so we got those put on. And that was part of what I got from equalization. Every year, equalization does their studies in every township to determine how is the assessed values in the township compared to the rest of the county, in a sense. So that way we're kind of trying to equalize the values across the whole county. That's why they're equalization. That's part of their function. So in most years, we're told that the assessments are too low, and so that's where some of the raises come from, right? In assessed values. And it doesn't deal with your taxable value, but the assessed values. And so this year we got the studies, and I was quite shocked to see that the study for the industrial parcels was extremely low, which would have meant a very high increase for the assessed values there, which they've been having a lot of increases already over the last few years from equalization. So I looked at it, I knew there was a problem. I immediately went out and saw the parcels that were in question and noticed quite a few problems with what equalization had presented to me. It took about a month of work on my part, corresponding back and forth with them. I actually called a meeting with some of the county commissioners. They agreed to meet with me, and after that meeting, equalization called me and had a meeting with me. So it kind of took me going to the bosses of equalization to get something done. At least that's how it seemed. And fortunately, everything I presented was correct, and they agreed with me, so the industrial ratio was much more satisfactory after that. After that meeting, I followed up with some of the commissioners, and they said they're going to take some steps to make sure this doesn't happen ever again. We'll see if that pans out, of course, because it tends to be the case every season this is happening with equalization. So we'll see, but I'll do my best to try and keep them accountable and do my part in that. Also, so like I said, the equalization does their studies every year. They dictate to us if we need to raise or lower assessed values, and then based on that, we use our studies to help in justifying some of those raises and lowerings. Okay, so it does come from the county, but then we need to do our part to see where do those raises go. Okay, one thing a lot of taxpayers can sometimes be confused by is they think, I've got a 20-acre parcel and my neighbor's got a 40. Obviously they got more land, but the rate doesn't seem fair. You might think it's like the per acre rate might be similar. Well, it's not. It's all based on sales, and it tends to be the case that a 40 is more popular than a 20, right? So people tend to pay a higher per acre rate even though there's more land, right? So there's some balancing there. Another example, like 30-acre parcels, they're actually not that popular. People want a 40. So the price for a 30-acre per acre, right? Overall, it's a higher price, right? 30 acres was 40, but per acre, a 30 acre is a bit cheaper per acre because it's just not as popular as a 40, right? So in any case, just want to make sure you're aware of that. We don't assess everything the same because it's all based on sales and supply and demand and so on. But we're doing those studies. We're going to hopefully get those done in January. That's typically when it's done, because actually we're still waiting for data from equalization before we can finish our part. I guess the other major thing I wanted to mention is there is, of course, the deadline for personal properties statements. Those go out in January, so I need to wait for a state form. They're supposed to be issuing that end of December, so if I can get out as soon as possible. And I did check all deeds and property transfers as of today, and we're current in the assessing database on that as of this afternoon when I finished it. So that was a pretty quick rundown. If you have any questions.
We have to do that.
Oh, the
addendum.
poverty exemption.
Well, we've gotta do that, and we'll do that next month.
Sure,
And
yeah.
I think we'll just go with what you did with Norway.
Okay. Yeah,
Because I
any
mean, all your
adjustments?
townships should be the same, that would make sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's up to the township, I know, so, and I think you all might have heard this, the poverty exemption that we have to have for the audit in 2025. And, I'm trying to think now.
This is a different audit, not the ongoing one, this
This
is
is the assessing
the
audit.
assessing audit.
Yeah, the state audits, how assessing is done in every township in the state.
Yeah.
Okay, it's part of a,
It's a
trying to-
rotating thing, isn't it?
yeah, every 5 years they visit, and they talk with the assessors, and they're doing a bit more this time. They're actually talking with the supervisor, and I shouldn't say talking. They get input from the supervisor. You have to fill out a form, and I guess if they wanted to talk to you, they could, but it's just a form, pretty simple. The supervisor sends it in. They also get one from equalization, just to kind of see how is the assessor and how is assessment going in your township, right? So in any case, part of the poverty exemption, we need to get that updated. I was just in the other township, yes, they got it at the same time as I sent them. They're talking about it. I know Mellon Township, they actually went on to MTA, the website, and they pulled some examples, and some are quite lengthy, right? And so obviously it's up to the township and your prerogative how you want to do it. The one we did in Norway is pretty simple, and that the state was perfectly fine with it. And to me, you know, simple is best. But certainly there's ways to modify it for your needs. So, but yeah, it's something we want to get done before March.
Then the other thing
Yeah.
is we gotta do this addendum for that parcel split.
Oh, I saw
That
the
came
other.
earlier in the week,
Yep.
and I forgot to put that on the agenda, but I have it here. So it's for, where'd Mark go?
Bathroom.
We had passed, when Ray was still here, we had passed a split application for Sheila Pahalski out on the Snuff Box Road. And evidently there was an error in the original paperwork, so we need a motion to, pass the correction for it. Cause the property's already been sold, so, I'll make a motion to accept the addendum to
I'll
her
second it.
split application. Mark, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Brent, is that it?
Yeah, that's all for me.
All right, well, thanks for coming. In the snow, all
Yeah.
the way from Menominee.
Yeah, I had second thoughts, but I thought, you know, I'll leave early enough and it should be okay. So.
Just get home right.
And I was gonna come last month, I didn't, so I gotta make it out here at some point, so better now than, who knows January, right, what's it gonna be like. Okay, thank you.
Well, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
I'm sure it'll be,
Take care.
I'm sure it'll be different without Pops
Yes,
this year.
yes, it certainly has been, it's been a different year, yeah. Thank you,
So,
thank you.
Keep the taxes low.
I'll do what I can. Okay, Maxine.
Okay, the fun audit, talked to Heather, and we sent her a backup after a bunch of entries were put in. And so she compared the backups that she got the first part of November with the backup that she received in the middle of November. And she said the entries that were put in somehow then duplicated, like they were done initially, but then they were done twice with what she wanted put in. So now we have to turn around and back out all these entries she wanted made and then send her another backup. So hopefully it balances with the November 1st backup.
Oh,
I know,
sounds like
double
a
the
mess.
work. So as soon as we get those entries out of QuickBooks, we'll do another backup, send it to her, and then she can see where she is at. And hopefully, those entries that she wanted are still in there and they won't be duplicated any longer. So that's where we're at. As soon as I can get into QuickBooks, without sitting down here for 6 hours, that will happen. So otherwise, yeah, she was good with that, and so she gave me all her phone numbers, so we'll get that between here and first of the year.
Okay. And we've got instructions now on how to get our reimbursements,
Yep,
so we can take care of that.
yep,
We've only got a few, but
okay, yep. You got the bills?
Yeah.
With the check numbers, I'll go in the bank and print check copies, and
good deal.
hopefully we can scan them and send them on down that way.
Should be able to.
Yep.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay. Blight ordinance revision. I still haven't gotten anything on that from Steve Pinty. I'll get a hold of him after the holidays here and get up to date on what's going on with that. Cause Ray, you told him that we were gonna go ahead with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure, with only basically 3 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I think everyone's in a
Did you
crunch.
stop and see him or not?
I haven't stopped to see him, no, I haven't had time to do that,
So
but,
he don't know, you didn't talk to him about Malone's deed then either?
no,
No.
Credit card. We've got that in the works.
We got that in the works too, yeah. Called the credit union, but we just got, the accounts transferred from the old staff to the new people here. So now that we're changed over, we can go and get the application. And she said, yeah, so, it'll take a little bit, but we gotta set up the application after our update, and then we'll get it going. See what they asked for. They got 3 of our accounts, so shouldn't be they got most of the money, put it that way. So it shouldn't have a problem just to tag it to an account, and as long as whoever gets the card behaves, I'm happy with that.
Well, you're gonna get it.
Then I'll behave.
Okay, Road Commission Roads Program. Everybody's got a handout. The Road Commission got all the supervisors together this afternoon to explain how this new millage money is gonna work. I have to say, my first impression isn't too impressive. They're not going about it the way I thought they were going to. Pretty much the only main difference between what they were doing before and what they're gonna do now is on the paved road projects on top. Previously, the township would pay 100% of the contracted price, and now it's 80-20. Which is, depending on the size of the project, 20% could be
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Sure.
It's better than nothing.
Oh, absolutely.
But basically what they're gonna do is, out of the money that they'll be taking in, which is roughly 1.3 million a year. Of course, that'll change with the valuations each year, but the first year is 1.3 million. About 200,000 comes off the top to the city of Menominee, city of Stevenson, the village of Kearney, and the village of Powers. 1.1 million is what's left of that, and out of that, about 270,000, or 25%, is for local roads.
How local? Meyer local?
Like
or-
township roads. No, not 270 to us.
Oh, that's what I,
Yeah, no.
But it's gonna be county roads, not like town roads in the town or just county
The
roads?
25% is for township local roads.
So that could be streets.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. But that 270 is divided up amongst everybody,
In Menominee. Okay.
except for the cities and the villages who have that
Oh,
other
you have the
chunk
big money.
that their money comes
Okay.
out of. Not the big chunk,
So it's-
but the 200 off the
It's
top.
the little guys that share that last dollar
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah, so how do you get
How
picked?
did the,
So
Howard
conceivably,
and Kearney, how did they get, into that, out of the top?
because they're incorporated,
Oh, because
they're incorporated.
Okay.
So the cities and the villages get their chunk of.
Okay.
But the thing that was left unsaid at this meeting, which we'll talk about when we meet with them next month for our annual meeting with them, is where's the other 75% going?
yeah.
I would assume it's gonna go to the primary roads, which would be like 388. In our township, it would be 388, 579, the Viga, old US 2 loop.
R3 road.
I don't think R3 road, that doesn't,
That's the old highway.
3rd Street through town is a primary road.
Probably, is R3 will be considered Camp 7?
Larson's.
Larson,
Is that because of the mail route?
What,
Oh, no.
Third
okay.
Street?
Okay.
Yeah, R3 isn't anymore. Not on here, the map that he gave me today.
Oh,
It's a county local road.
you must have changed that because that's the old highway.
Yeah. So, basically the way that he explained it is if we're ready to do a project, we'll get some money out of that. If we have our money ready to go to do something, we'll be able to tap into that millage money to get us over the finish line, or,
And the sooner the better, because, or will they run out, or will they say, oh, you waited too long, or anything like that? Or
Well,
do
that-
we get our fair share, no matter how?
that's what remains to be seen.
Yeah,
They
just so
basically-
that they don't say,
Yeah,
oh.
they basically want to run it like the old 3-way road program worked. Bob knows. Bob dealt with that. So it's kind of a wait and see
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
I don't want to say at this point that we were sold a wooden nickel. I guess we'll wait and see what happens. But I was hoping that, like when we did the ARPA money for the gravel roads, that each township would get a chunk just for their township to use however they decided to
That's
use
right,
it.
right.
You know what I mean? But it doesn't sound like it's gonna be that way based on what I heard today.
It won't be our decision.
Yeah, so we'll get further clarification on the 28th when we meet with them again.
Okay.
So what you're saying is the township has to pay to 80%?
Yeah.
And then what's this 50%? If the work is done by the road commission?
That's if,
That's if they do all the labor, but they don't blacktop roads.
They have to get.
So there's only,
painted, no
there's only
whatever.
certain things that would apply to,
They have to contract that out.
yeah. So, there'll be more on that as time goes on, but I just wanted to share what I learned today and keep everybody in the loop.
Chip sealing looks like a pretty good deal.
No,
50-50.
because they don't finish it.
so what's the
Yeah, that
priority
was a
road?
pretty bad job.
The board gotta say what they wanna do first, the school or Park Avenue?
I would say those two would be at the top of the list,
You know,
like we had before, because they haven't been done yet.
no.
Park Avenue and around the school. Yeah.
We're still trying to get a grant through the state to do that road, they gotta fix that water culvert across by the gas station.
He also
Go to
said,
the school.
he also said this afternoon that they should have word next month on that grant for 388 that they're trying for.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll come through, because that'll give us a nice road out to the Long Branch anyway.
Yeah.
That's all we need, we don't go any further. Turn around, come back home.
So. All right, and then, well, yeah, the other part of that is the Tuesday, January 28th at 8:30 is when we're scheduled to have our annual meeting with the road commission.
Where's that held at?
Daggett down at the,
Is that
down
for
at the
public
office
too,
down.
or
Yeah,
just
you can
the
come down.
dignitaries?
Sure, you can come down.
Right at the Stevenson shed,
Okay,
well, in the offices next to the
Yeah.
Stevenson shed.
that's January 28th?
Yep, it's a Tuesday morning.
What time?
8:30.
8:30.
Are we getting any money from revenue sharing there, or do we have to get this grant thing? They're holding back some of that money yet, we only get one part of that. So we should be getting a good check for that if we ever get it back, right?
I would think so, yeah. We've been getting the constitutional, but we haven't been getting the statutory.
'Cause we're only getting a small part, but, you know, the road's gotta, you know, I think they're working on that one yet for the school, in front of the school, that'll be done, that's terrible, you know?
Border review term renewals. I talked to the guys last week at the border review meeting. They're willing to stay on for another 2 years. I think I'm gonna post an ad though, cause I think we should have, I haven't talked to
You usually
Mr.
should have a one backup at
I
least.
I gotta talk to Mr. Palazzo to see if he still wants to be the alternate, but I know Bruce is also interested. And we'll see if there's any other interest too. But, we should probably have a couple, I think, with
Yeah, 'cause
the health of a couple of those guys.
yeah.
So that we've got people that are ready to go in case we need them. So, that's all I have on that right now. We'll do the appointments next month after I post the ad and stuff, so. Recreation plan. I've got a call in to QPAD. They're working on Wasita Townships right now. I don't know if you guys saw in the paper that Wasita was having their public input meeting in that this month. I think what we should do to be proactive, because we're gonna have to wait in line anyway, is schedule our public input meeting for next month,
Works for me.
so that we have that all put together and ready to give to them. So can we have a motion to do that?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Brent.
Oh, second, want to pick a date? Or
Let's do it prior to the, or at the beginning of the meeting next month? Or do you,
well, next month's meeting will be on
January 16th?
16th.
Yeah, have it before the meeting, otherwise you gotta have a special.
right, yeah, let's just have it start next meeting out with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's not a whole lot to really go over on it.
Motion by Brent, second by Mark, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. 2025 meeting schedule resolution. As has been talked about, we're moving the meetings to 6 o'clock on the third Thursday. It's the clerk's job to read the resolution, so if you wanna do that before we pass it, yeah.
At the regular meeting of Meyer Township Board being held on December 19, 24, the Meyer Township Board resolves to set the third Thursday of the month at 6 p.m., with the exception of November, which will be the second Thursday. In addition, the annual meeting will be held immediately following the March regular meeting. The 24 regular meeting schedule is as follows.
25. I forgot to change it.
2025.
Okay.
Can we go through the date?
Sure.
Okay, January 16th, February 20th, March 20th, an annual meeting to follow, April 17th, May 15th, June 19th, July 17th, August 21st, September 18th, October 16th, November 13th, December 18th. This resolution was passed with a motion by
I'll make the motion.
and seconded by,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, moving along. Lake weeds, any new news?
I had talked with Mike Pickle, I do believe I screw up his last name anyways, but we're gonna look at having a Zoom with him. So if people have questions, you know, cause he said he would do it at night, which we wanna do it so we can hook it up to
A
a
TV?
TV instead of everybody having to look on a little. So we're gonna work on that, hopefully before, in the next couple months here. And then I'll put it in the Lufs when we're gonna do it, so everybody will know if they have any questions. They can be able to ask them then.
Okay. Community club?
Yeah, the only thing I got is after 2 weeks of having boiler issues, we finally have it narrowed out. Gotta get hold of DNL, I called them today about that faulty pump that we got. So that bill was like $1,800. So they're supposed to work with us and see what they can do about either just knocking the pump off or doing something. So he's supposed to call me back tomorrow. But
Are we back to having heat in the gym?
yep, we had
WDM,
that guy came down a couple of days ago with it. Yeah, he fixed it. So either way, we're back up and running. So, but yeah, that's all I got to add.
So DNL installed a pump and it was faulty?
Yeah, a brand new one, and it
propeller
lasted.
busted, so it was only making steam, it wasn't pumping the water
Oh my.
upstairs.
I think it maybe lasted a week and a half.
Yeah, I saw them parked
Yeah.
outside and I said,
Pretty
oh,
chilly
we
up
got
there.
trouble, okay.
Yeah, so
Oh, tell them.
It's enough to fix it the first time
I guess-
and then have trouble.
yeah, I guess we got a lemon.
Warm up.
And then I said like it had to happen the coldest day of the year too for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, but
Did you talk to anybody about that spigot that we've gotta put in?
I talked to the guy down, whoever, I don't remember what his name was.
Oh, from WDM?
Yeah, he
when
said
they
he-
when they come and inspect the boilers, they can do it then.
He said he can put one in. It's not a big deal.
No.
So we can just get it all done at once. So
I don't know, and she was complaining today about not enough water pressure, but
and I don't know. Yeah, that
the
was.
health department, not Barb.
Oh,
I don't know, they just look for, I mean, I don't know what pressure switch is set at, like, usually they're programmed before you
yeah,
put
the
them
tank's
on.
brand new.
Yeah, and the whole system's brand new.
Yeah.
So and Quality Waters was just here and serviced it, so there should be no issues. So,
We gotta find something to bitch about.
normally. But other than that, that's everything I got so far.
Alright. Mark, anything with the sewer department?
Well, I run off a copy of November's, what he did the month of November, which is usually a lot of work. So we have to get that lift station 2 rebuilt. Cause that fiberglass is all cracking and that water's getting in there. Remember last year we were gonna do it?
Mm-hmm.
So I need a motion for him to go forward for, it's $46,508, but if she starts burning out them pumps and that, 45,000 ain't gonna cover nothing. It needs to be done. So I need a motion to let Clovis go ahead and get that. I mean, the sewer has the money to do it, you know, to get it set up for this summer. So he can get it done.
Yeah.
Cause you see how much was pumped into the lagoons in November, that pump goes down.
Yeah.
It's not pushing it to this one.
No,
It's gonna
that one
be a
pushes
mess.
it back into the neighborhood over there. We don't want
We
that.
had that before, once already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll make a motion that we get that done then right away.
I'll second.
Motion by Brent, second by Maxine. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Other than that, he does a good job, Jason. I mean, he does a good job. He's also now our water guy at the housing.
Oh, yeah.
Cause Ben quit, so I had to find frickin' somebody. I had asked Jason before if that happened, if he would do it. And
So
said he would.
he takes the tests for you?
And the paperwork is
Oh.
the biggest pain in lead and copper, so. Other than that, that's all I got for the sewer.
Okay. Public comment?
Okay, so anybody put in an application for housing? For a housing position? Besides
Mrs. Kennedy did.
Besides Willie?
I have one other interested person. I haven't taken action on it yet, though.
Yeah. So when you gonna do that, next meeting, or?
Probably before the next housing commission meeting.
That's the day before
We're gonna
ours.
do that without the board.
Huh? The supervisor appoints the housing commission. You were appointed by him, not by all of us.
Yeah, well, I know
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing is, when are the office hours gonna be down here, like for Wednesday at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock or whatever? For,
No, it'll be on the weekend, and it'll be a few hours, maybe one weekend a month.
well, could that be published so everybody knows?
Once we figure out what we're doing, yeah.
Because that's some of the questions, and I said, well, but we never had no office hours really, but you for a while, sheriff, you know? And there's $50 that, no, $50, $500 that anybody can go spend anytime you want to do it. I think the supervisor or Maxine, whoever got the credit card, should know what they're buying, you know? Because otherwise, we got those transformers that you guys are bought for $100 and that, it's probably still on the desk there, I don't know. You know, for the heat, them great big ones, well, it's only $100, but it's $100 that you don't need to spend. They're outlawed.
They're not outlawed.
So, no comment, I'm just telling you, they're outlawed, they don't use them, we're all LED.
They're not outlawed.
So you, no, don't shake your head, you don't know, because I know you don't know. But anyway,
All right.
I think that should stop. You know, they can get the credit card from Maxine or whoever's gonna hold the credit card, you know? And another thing, well, the roads, we discussed that, so there's nothing else, that's all I got.
Anybody else? Bruce?
Going back on this blight ordinance with Tinty, what has changed the new versus the old?
None. You still ain't got nobody to enforce it.
Pardon?
You have nobody to enforce it. You can put all the blight ordinances you want, but if you have nobody,
There's no enforcement.
the cops cannot enforce it.
It updates some of the language from
Yeah.
1975 to the present, but it still doesn't put any more teeth in it.
No,
Yeah.
that's right.
Is there anything in there, you know, for the few houses in town that really should be torn down?
There should be.
Are people still paying taxes on those properties?
I'm sure they are, if there's a house on
You
it.
know,
If we don't get, we approved it to do it, if we don't, the
Yeah.
county's gonna, we'll have to go by the county zoning ordinance, and that's,
Well, we voted to do it, we're
Yeah, I
gonna, we're
know.
gonna upgrade it,
Yeah.
yeah. And there's gonna be once we get it from him, we vote on it, and then it's the public, before it goes into effect, the public gets to look it over for
30 days.
30 days before it takes effect.
that's not a big deal,
Yeah,
just so that we don't have the county,
if something is
Tell us what to
condemned,
you know?
can that force the owner to take care of business? Or does, you know, because
That's a tough one. I don't know. That would have been a good question for Brent when he was here. He probably would have known. But as far as, I mean, they could probably let it fall in on itself if there's nothing, no ordinance preventing it, right? know
They have
anything.
this fighting, every township
Yeah.
has this fighting. You go to Iron Mountain, it looks like a crap house, you take the back alley and bad, all over, not only Herman.
I can get you the answer though. I'll find out.
What?
I can get you an answer. I'll find out though.
Are there any grants to help these people remove their houses? Because it isn't cheap, I'm sure, to
No,
tear one
it's
of those.
not cheap.
Oh,
Tear a house down and have it hauled away.
on
Right,
today's
that's
day.
probably why it's still standing, otherwise they would have
Fire.
to take it down and somebody would buy the
Fire,
lot.
They used to let them do that, but they can't do that no more.
Can't do that no more.
There's no
Yeah, I don't think
grant.
they let them do it for training anymore.
No,
I
They
think,
used to
what
be
was
able
it,
to.
wasn't the last one, Demra's house up on the hill on Vega?
I think that
Wasn't
was
that
the
the
last
last
one.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that was 20 years ago.
pollution stuff, you
There's
can't
no
do it
grants at
now.
all to help these people
Air.
remove a.
There could- I'm- If someone expressed interest in wanting to knock one of them
I
down, we
thought
could
the one
def,
on Park Avenue had agreed. Ray, am I mistaken? I thought the Park Avenue people had agreed one time if somebody would pay for it, they would let the house go down.
Well, we were trying to get.
is that
a
the one
grant.
that Adam owns?
Next, next.
Yeah, he owns that one.
Yeah.
Adam.
Did he
I can
buy
talk
it
to-
from,
Long
oh, he
time
owns
ago.
it
Yeah.
now. Okay, so it's his job, not the people who are living there, okay.
Yeah, we were trying to get a grant to do it, but it was lots of monkey business and,
Usually with it, like, cause we also looked at that grant that one time to get rid of all those old tires up at that one place, remember that?
yeah.
And the property owner had to agree to let the state put a lien on their title for a certain amount of years. So he backed out, he didn't wanna
Yeah.
do it. So maybe, I mean, we'd have to look into it if the situation arose, but it might be something like that. Not everybody's gonna go for that,
Okay.
you know?
But we could still try again. with
Yeah.
that grant.
But I can talk to Adam and see where he's
When you
at.
say a lien for so many years, does that mean it'll be forgiven after a period of years? Or could they stand a chance to lose their property because of a lien on their tax?
Well, that was, that,
Only if you didn't do what you said
Yeah.
to do. But there is a lot more tires in Meyer Township than
Yeah.
people realize.
oh,
A
well,
lot more. I thought there was only like 1,000 and they said, are you nuts?
oh no, out at Joe Loans, there's more than that.
Thousands.
That's right, I forgot about that,
So,
yeah.
I don't know, 3,000, that's what somebody said.
There's
I-
all of
Like one of
that.
those recycling companies that do recycle rubber tire, you know, they make all kinds of things out of it now.
They quit doing that in Iron Mountain too, they used to do it there.
Yeah, cause right now it's like $6 a tire.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
only,
Yes.
yeah, the
Yeah.
I got
only way
rid
they
of a-
would have put a lien on the property if you didn't do what you said you do in the grant.
Yeah,
So really, it sounds worse than it is. you
Right.
know, But,
well, yeah, it's the terminology that
Yeah.
scares people
Right.
off, yeah.
that's what the guy said, but it's still worth a try because, there's lots of tires, like, I don't know, maybe 4,000, I don't know, what do you guys think?
So, a lot,
His whole 40 is outline with tires, so,
all through the woods.
all through the woods, so.
Because you go in the backwoods or
About
around,
this high.
everybody chose them in the back, there's lots.
A pile.
But that would be something that would, you know, if the guys could get. And one more thing, what about, you didn't call the well guy then either yet?
I did call the well guy.
What did he say?
I haven't heard back from him.
Yeah, well, it's been 20 below, I mean,
Yeah.
pretty cold.
Yeah, he
so
can't do that.
Yeah.
This
He wouldn't do it till spring then,
Yeah,
you know,
but yeah, I called him,
yeah,
yeah,
so he knows that you talked to him.
yeah. Any other public comment? Joe?
Did you have any problems with the camera feed from last month, or is it all, are we still gonna keep doing it, or
With the what?
videotaping this?
Well, we're gonna do a couple months.
Couple months?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're turning it now because we had more people wanting to see you people than they want to see the back of us in the front of the thing. That's why we turned it, because they want to see what you guys are saying, not what we're saying. So now the camera's on you guys.
So I told people, if they have any comments, to write them and put them in the box out there, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
the people that I
So
talk.
the camera now can see the whole room this way?
Well, they wanna see the front of you guys, they don't wanna see the
You
back,
see
and
the
everybody
picture
would
right
hide
Yeah, but you
over the
guys are
corner.
included too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's facing on everybody, but the thing is, you were speaking before,
You could-
nobody
They
knew
didn't
who
know
was
who was
talking.
I would've
Right.
fixed up a little
Just saw
bit.
that.
Nobody even knew what the back of your head was, like who's who.
I know, I
So-
always made sure the back of my hair was combed.
Well,
Now I
I'm
have
just
to- now I
saying,
have to do the
so-
front.
Now you have to do makeup and
Now I have to do
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
That's a
they
lot of work
want,
just to come to
so,
my township meeting.
so anyway, yeah.
Okay. Just
But yeah, I mean, I've,
Couple months yet?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've received feedback from people that wanna keep it.
I have to.
Yeah, it's nice. I missed it one time. I was waiting for somebody. I couldn't get here, so I sat in the parking lot waiting. I said, hey, I started watching the meeting. It's
Yep.
nice.
So, yeah, we won't take any action on that. Board comment.
I do have an.
Oh,
other-
Willie, okay, go ahead.
I submitted a FOIA request on the 22nd of October for accounts receivable beginning in January of '22, asking for those through October of '24. I did receive a response from Cheryl indicating that you were allowed 20 days. The 20 days were up on the 26th of November, 20 working days, I'm sorry. Those were up on the 26th of November. I sent another email to you on December the 2nd. I did not get a response, and I sent another email this morning. So my question is, when I might expect to receive that information?
We will do them once we get everything in order. Haven't even been here for a month. So once we get our ducks in a row and we know what's going on, we can answer your FOIAs. But until then, I mean, you gotta give us a chance to get everything going here. And when we do, we'll be more than happy to answer you.
Okay, well, I guess the comment being, I would have assumed that that information was here.
It is, but we have jobs. We're not here 24/7, just pulling up
I
everything that you
understand that.
want.
I understand
So
that.
once we get organized,
Could I ask another question? Will we be receiving the accounts receivable report in the next month or the next meetings?
I still haven't been in QuickBooks yet.
we're trying to get the computers set up the way we need them. So there's a lot we've gotta fix before we can be printing out these reports.
Does Cheryl have our computer, township computer yet?
No, I haven't.
Huh?
I haven't,
You got it, yeah.
but I can't log in from home.
Oh, no, I just wondered if she had turned it in, you know,
Oh, yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
leave here.
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what the holdup is the ladies want to work remotely from their houses.
That would be nice.
So that's gonna take some changes, which leads us into,
The next agenda. So we need to get me a laptop. So I want a motion so I can.
well,
No, we got a
because-
laptop right down here that you could use.
No, I need a brand new laptop. So Brooks, you had found one?
Yeah, there is a promotion going on right now. It's
Yeah.
a really good one. I think it would last a good, I don't know, 10 years. Maybe not 10 years, but maybe a good
Right.
6 to 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 800
And we
bucks.
looked at that.
yeah,
And we thought that was a very good one.
Yeah, it is a good computer. And I recommended actually the same brand to Township over from us. So,
Okay.
and they bought it. And they enjoy it.
Yeah, so that's the one I think that we wanted to.
I make a motion, we get Linda.
hold on, because we're gonna kill two birds with one stone. We also have to allocate the remainder of the ARPA money tonight.
Oh, this thing.
Yep,
I don't know how much is left on that.
enough to pay for Linda's laptop.
There.
You didn't have no laptop, did you? You got your own, right?
I worked down here.
Yeah, why can't you work down here?
Because I wanna work from home.
Huh?
We're both working remotely from home.
It's hard to work 9 hours up in Iron Mountain and just come and sit down here till, you know.
Sometimes I'm gone 12 hours a day before I even get home. I'm not gonna come here.
Yeah.
Cause we spend, since I've been computed, we spend more money on laptops and computers,
We bought one.
you know?
You still have, there's so
Wait,
much
we bought
updating on
one
computers
laptop.
that it's,
Yeah, well, I mean, computer systems, you know, it's crazy to have a computer system that you can't.
Well, we are still gonna keep these here, but we have a lot of stuff we can just do at home. We'll come down here because we'll have to print. There's a lot of stuff, but we need to be able to.
Well, that's what you get paid for.
I don't get paid that much to spend all my time
Well,
down
you
here.
knew what you got paid. I knew what I got paid when I come. You can't keep buying these laptops. They're crazy. Pretty soon
No, they're
I'm
not.
gonna want one, Chad will want one, Shane will
I don't
want
want
I
one.
don't want one.
I don't want
one. You know?
one. I have one for work as it is, I don't need another one.
It's easier to work
Same
from
thing
home.
with telephone. Everybody had a telephone. I didn't want no phone. You know, who got a phone? You don't have one, do you?
A lot of people have jobs, we're retired.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Every day is Sunday.
Yeah.
We
All
don't
right.
have
Right.
phones.
I personally think that the way of the world now, there's more production done from people working at home.
Right.
You know, if you have insomnia, hey, there's Linda, maybe she can get some work done before she goes to work or something. You
Well,
know, it just seems
before.
like.
I leave quite early.
You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
anybody, you know, it's just nice to work from home if you have that advantage. And it just seems to be the way of
After the
everybody.
pandemic, that's what everybody does now.
Exactly, and a lot
Everybody
of
works from
places
home.
that used to fill
I
all
don't
these
care who you
cubicles,
talk to.
they found out people can work from home and they can monitor their computer system and know how many hours they had it on and what they did, and you don't have to, the boss doesn't have to have them punch in.
I think it's a good idea.
Well, the way that it'll work is Brooks is gonna set it up so that the office computer, not the one out here, but the one in there, will be the home base computer.
Right.
So they'll,
Sure.
the two that they have will be the satellites.
And then when they come down here, they just
Yep,
resume,
yeah,
whatever they were doing at home can continue here.
yeah.
Right.
Well,
But
I
then we
agree
can print
with
stuff and all our printing stuff will go right to there.
I
That's
agree with the remote work. I mean, I did mine last year at MSU up here. So that's very, very effective. The only thing that I've had a lot of people asking me also about, and Mr. Girdle already addressed that, what hours someone would be here in the office, because a lot of people just want to come in and do whatever they need to do in person. So I agree with the remote work. I think it's a good idea.
As soon as we get it figured out, there's a lot of new stuff to do here. And especially with now taxes rolling in.
Oh, that's good. They're
And,
paying, right?
right, they're paying.
Is there gonna be a time?
Some with issues, but otherwise we're good.
Maxine, is there gonna be a time to be able to pay 24's taxes yet this year in Meyer Township? Because I assume, because I missed it in the fall, I went to my nominee, she's, oh no, we don't take anything until
No,
after.
You can pay all the
this."
way to the end of February.
Is it the 27th you're gonna be here? Or,
The 27th of December, yes.
Okay.
9 to 5, Maxine.
Yep, I'll
Is that what
be
you are,
here.
9 to 5 gonna be here?
Yeah,
You want
I'll
that
be here
published?
27th of December all
She
day.
would even know about
yeah, it was in the paper,
I'll
it was in the
put it on
I'm
paper
gonna be
Tuesday.
here the 27th of December all day. So if you got people with questions, send them on
Okay,
down.
I'll be here.
I know,
once a
but
month.
it ain't gonna be like a nut house like it is now, because it's very simple to do it once we get it straightened out. This-
Right, and
this
that's
is-
the
this is-
issue. Yeah,
this is
finding out
crazy.
what's been done, what's not been
You know?
done.
Back to my computer.
Yeah, so I mean, that's, you know, I mean, I know you kids are working crazy now, because, I mean, this been in 4 years in the sewer, actually. So once you get out of the sewer, it's gonna be easy to breathe.
All right.
I make a motion, we use the ARP money or whatever to get Linda her
Laptop.
laptop.
Fantastic.
I'll second
How do
that.
we know where this money is
It's in the invest account.
invested? Okay.
So then Brooks can go ahead and,
Order it.
Yeah.
you got that, Brooke?
Yep.
Thank you.
So anyway.
I have a motion and a second by Mark and Brent, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
So in the future, we're gonna, like, say somebody paid to rent a hall, is there a account that you throw that all in a general account, or is there, you keep track of what the club brings in and stuff like that? That's how you, the book should be easier to keep. If somebody gives you $20 for a rental of the hall, it should be entered as rental in the hall. That we know
Yeah,
where the $20 came from.
The deposit tickets say that, and I think
Yeah,
that
but
there's a
yeah.
comment on them.
Yeah, but we don't notice in the thing we got today, who paid what, you know?
Maxine said they're working on all the information, so we should be able to see the accounts receivable.
We will all be attending MTA training on January 7th. The whole board's going. So we should get some good education that day at the casino.
I think that's
Yeah.
well spent money.
Yeah.
Yep.
So. If you have anything else?
Where are we?
Board comment?
Okay. Yep. Taxes are rolling in. I come down to the mail every day and get it and do the deposit at home on my little laptop
I know,
computer.
Maxine, I have
And
no problem with you if I'll
It
do
goes
that.
to the bank.
Yeah.
It's a one-day turnaround on checks.
That's fantastic.
So, but we did get a lot of returned mail for bad addresses.
I
Yeah.
don't understand that though. I mean,
We had,
A lot of them were, it all depends on who's working over there.
right, cause she showed me that day I
Because
come down here. and
Half
it's
of
like-
what we got in that one batch that I helped you with on
Right.
Saturday was
P.O. boxes.
P.O. boxes.
So there had to been at least 30.
Yeah,
I got about 8 left here to
yeah.
go find people. I even delivered the
Yeah, and it-
superintendent
yeah.
right to his office.
And it all depends on who's working that day,
It's
cause
been served.
I get mail in my P.O. box with my only my street address on it all the time. So,
I've
I
had
mean,
stuff returned because.
and then sometimes,
The
yes,
physical address
then it
only.
gets,
Right, yeah.
but well,
to
like
find
with
these
your
people.
Yeah.
AV ballot, Patty got hers and it took a week for you to get yours.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
And they went out the same day.
Mine's down in my brother's name.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
all
mine may have went
Oh,
right
you got
down
it?
since
I've got it late,
did,
but I
yeah.
got it, but it's still in my brother's
But
name.
anyway,
Okay, yeah.
You guys have
Yeah,
the
we
deed on that
need
change?
a net for that
Yeah,
batting
right,
cage.
I mean, I went to Menominee and I did all.
right, we
the-
talked about that
I
last
don't know
year.
what would be.
Was it
So,
just last
He
year?
looked up the price would be about
Um,
$1,300
a little more
plus
than a year
tax.
ago when I took care of.
So maybe.
But I
we'll
told
send
them-
I
it.
did
If we
I
buy
did
one,
probate
they have to take it down
prior
every
to
year.
that.
Otherwise, plus it is all gotta be
We'll have to
straightened
talk
out.
to you, tell me what I
But
should
Yeah, I have to
it's
find out
dangerous
and
right
do
now with all
that
them
stuff,
holes in
you
there.
know.
Somebody's gonna get pegged in the
They
head.
The
can get my
address
money,
changes.
So-
you know, for 3
What
years.
is that?
We don't care
What
who
was
the
this?
Batting
case
cage down
is.
there, it needs the new fencing. We were supposed to do it last year, we didn't, but it's 14 by 14 by 70.
What was the net for, Mark?
For the batting cage,
Oh, okay.
because right now the balls whistle through some of them holes and somebody's gonna get pegged in the head or something and. So, we'll wait till you,
Can we budget that and pass it in March?
yeah, we'll wait till she gets, because then you need a credit card to order that flipping thing
Oh, yeah.
anyway, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because they're not like they're gonna be playing baseball in March, so.
Right.
Mark, could I ask you a question? Where are we at with the 5-year recreation plan? Have
That's-
we made any progress on that?
Yeah, that's what Chad was talking about. We gotta have, you have to, we're gonna have a
We're
public
gonna
meeting
have
on
a
it.
public meeting.
Yeah.
Same as the,
Okay.
our meeting next month.
I don't
Right?
know if you already had something in the works or not.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, then we'll go over that. I have three things for it, but I mean, if anybody else has anything in town, we could do, it would be great.
Will that be at a regular meeting or a special meeting?
That'll be at the beginning of the next
Beginning of
meeting.
the next meeting,
Yeah, so it'll be at the
Yeah.
beginning of our meeting,
Yeah.
yeah.
yep.
All right,
That's it.
that's all you got. Brent, you got anything?
I don't got anything.
You don't have anything? Well, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, well, the flags look beautiful.
Yes, they do. Next year, we'll have the tree and stuff up under the sign up on the corner.
Oh,
That's the one thing we don't have
It
this
looks
year,
bare.
but we'll get it in shape next time around.
Good.
Quick question, what's going on, I haven't been here for a few months now, but what's going on with Sewer Man?
they've been paying.
What about back years, back pay?
He's paying
Well,
extra each month.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh,
They've-
good.
Little bit at a time.
It's making
because-
progress,
You know.
so,
I appreciate
He's
that
trying,
actively
yep,
working on
yep.
it.
There's efforts being made, that's all we ask.
Yeah, and
better
then
be
that that grant money too that he could possibly get. We're still trying to get that, I think.
Still working with
You
him,
know.
trying to get some other grants.
Okay, if there's no other business, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Official